Now, the bat and ball did all the talking at the Cricket World Cup, but we also had some interesting conversations on the sidelines with certain key players, experts, cricketers who turned commentators to give their opinion on what's happened on the field. Some expressed disappointment, some jubilation. There were a few predictions as well. Some got it right. So here are the excerpts from those conversations on the sidelines beyond the field. Going by the way they look so far in the tournament, we always have seen there's a bit of a gap between India and much of the rest, at least some of the best in this tournament so far. They really look like the strongest side has India. But do you reckon Australia is up there to contest for them as one of the contenders for the title?
Yeah, well, India have been incredible. They really have. The squad looks amazing. You talk about a team enjoying themselves. They look like they're absolutely loving it out there. And that was my big question coming into the tournament was, how are they going to handle that home crowd pressure? Playing, in front of their home crowd. They look like they're loving it. That they're just getting out there. They look confident. They're laughing. They're really enjoying each other's company. And I think that's pretty scary for the whole competition because the skills there, and they really are playing, a fantastic brand of cricket.
You have been part of World Cup winning squad yourself. What is it about an Aussie side, Huss, that you really can never discount them? You can never, ever underestimate an Australian team in a World Cup. What is it about that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I think obviously you need to have a good squad to start with, and I think Australia has got another very good squad. So that sort of helps. And then I think one thing Australian teams have done well in the past has just built momentum as the tournament's gone along. It's tournament play. So quite often, and it showed in this campaign as well. Australia started slowly, losing the first two games quite badly, and people were starting to write them off.
Simon, first off, it's been an exciting World Cup. It started off a little, is this going to be what we expected of it? But it has really developed with some close matches, some upsets, some unexpected results and outcome as well, at least so far.
Yeah, we needed some close games after the first sort of week and a half, 2 weeks. It looked a little bit like most of the games were going to be one-sided. What that was down to, I don't know. Sides aren't playing quite as much one-day international cricket as they have played in the previous years. They're playing a lot more T20, so maybe it was down to that. But they're sort of learning and getting better on the way through. Great to see some good results for Afghanistan, for the Netherlands as well. So I think the last couple of weeks has been pretty good.
What makes you peg or at least pin down India to be number one? What part about their performance or what aspect of it has really impressed you the most, and how have they really delivered this particular tournament?
I said the word relentless, and I kind of think that's what they are. They just keep coming at you. Jasprit Bumrah has been unbelievable post that back operation, coming back into the side after the injury. He just gives you nothing inside that power play. If you get runs off him, you're very, very fortunate. He hits that beautiful line and length. He swings the ball both ways, which is key for him. And he's getting a little bit of movement. Siraj is quite an aggressive type bowler. He will use the bouncer really well. He's got the ones that go across the left-hander. He's kind of continued on his form from the Asia Cup, which has been impressive. And from the time that Shami has come into the side, he's just lifted. I think he's lifted that attack a little bit more. What's he picked up? A 5, a 4, and a 5, and is only 3 games to play. So I think he's just complemented that seam bowling attack, to elevate them probably to the best in the tournament so far. And you couple that with the spinners to follow. And if Hardik does come back as the 4th seamer, then I think it's got all the makings of, easily the best bowling side in the tournament.
We'll speak about the World Cup. It's a 50-over World Cup, seems obviously going to be a little long. A few exciting teams coming in here, even those who've sort of come through the qualifiers as well. At the outset, if I had to ask you, which is the team that excites you the most, or the top 4 teams that sort of you're seeing, okay, these are the ones to beat, who would they be?
I got this question a couple of times in the lead up to the tournament. I think India at home are always difficult. Australia is always a threat in World Cups, but the heart says South Africa. I think my 2 keys to success for this World Cup will be the ability to score 330 consistently, which I think South Africa can do, but also take 10 wickets. And I think if they continue with what has been a conservative approach in the past, it won't do them well on small grounds and good wickets. And not only because he's my friend, but I think playing Maharaj and Tabraiz Shamsi is going to be quite important for them getting 10 wickets consistently.
You obviously mentioned India right at the top there. At home, you always know the pressure is going to be doubly more for an Indian side. How do you view that? And in a sense, Rohit spoke about unfinished business when it came to a World Cup. We know what that means to India, and more so the people. The pressure is just double. How do you see them tackling this and moving forward?
Yeah, I think it can go both ways. I don't think it'll be in the middle. I think they'll either feed off of it, which I'm backing them to do. So you got Virat, Kohli, Rohit, Sharma, probably their last World Cup. Seasoned IPL campaigners, seasoned professionals at the highest level, would have had to face away crowds in Australia, very hostile, to the point now where I think India has gained a lot of respect in Australia for the way they've come through it. And I just feel as though, obviously you had Michael Jordan at the last dance. I think this is their last dance, and I think being at home, it gives them a real good chance to go with a bang. And I think if they do win, some players may call the end of their careers and try to end on a high. So I just think from a romantic point of view, it would be a good look and it would be good for the game if India bow out winners at home.
We've got to speak about a team like New Zealand, who came into this tournament with a few niggles, concerns, a little jaded, a series loss, but somehow they've sort of turned things around. What do you think has impressed you most about the New Zealand outfit?
I think their mindset, their clarity. These are the two things which really helps you in important tournaments. If you see consistently New Zealand in ICC tournaments, they've done really well because it's like you can always say that it's kind of helping them, but at the same time, any team would like their supporters to come and support them. In New Zealand, cricket has not been the number one game. Rugby is the number one game. So I think the expectation also is little less.
We will, of course, come to the Indian bowlers and the New Zealand batters, but you did mention Rohit. Have to speak about the kind of form that he's in. There's something about World Cups and Rohit Sharma, Pragyan?
I think he's Rohit and Virat both have been there for so many years. They understand things. As I said, when you have played so much cricket, when you have done so much contribution to Indian side, when you play these kind of tournament, it is all about mentally how well you're placed. I think that's what gives you those consistency. And if you see Rohit, he's been enjoying his time on the field and off the field. I think his family has been a great support. Same way, if you see Virat also is doing the similar ways. All these great players, if you see on the field, if you look at their body language, you can understand if they're in the right space or not.
Right.
And then off the field, if you see, because we have access to social media, you can understand that, what space they are in. So that is what I try and understand, because all these players, they have played so long, they must be good at their job, what they do.
It's the dream of every cricketer, the ultimate glory. Few manage to keep their date with destiny. But for many, it's been heartbreaks and a cross to bear. The Holy Grail is here in India. I'm Rupha Ramani, and Firstpost brings you the ringside view. We bring you the Cup of Dreams. Cricket World Cup coverage like never before.